Hello my friends, it's Danny, and today I am sharing my go-to clean and delicious chili recipe. Now this is my spin on a classic beef chili. It's a super simple recipe to make. It's family friendly, perfect for meal prep, and packed with protein and vegetables. So before I start cooking, I'd like to chop up all my vegetables because having all of the veggies prepped and ready to go just makes it a lot easier once you start cooking. So the first thing I need is one chopped up yellow onion. And remember, the easiest way to cut your onion is to first cut off the stem side of the onion, then place it flat side down and slice it in half. Then just peel off the skin, lay each half flat side down, and then I'm just going to create a checkerboard. So I start by making horizontal slices and then come over the top to create vertical slices. Then I need a handful of fresh garlic. Now I'm using 5 cloves of fresh garlic because I love lots of garlic in my chili, but you could pull back on that a bit if you're not as excited about garlic as I am. And then I'm also going to chop up 1 bell pepper. And my favorite way to chop up a bell pepper is to just cut off the sides, also known as the cheeks, and then the bottom, and then chop it up from there. And then the only other ingredient I like to prep before I get started is to chop up a chipotle pepper in adobo sauce. If you have never tried these before, these are spicy chipotle peppers that come packed in a smoky sauce, and it's a super easy way to add a lot of flavor and a lot of depth to a quick cooking chili like the one I'm going to be making today. You can usually find these little cans right near the taco section or the bean section at the grocery store, and they're definitely worth hunting down because again, they're going to add lots of extra flavor to the chili. So I've got a nice big pot heating up over a medium heat. I'm going to add in a tablespoon of olive oil, and once that olive oil heats through, I'm adding in our chopped onion along with a pinch of salt. Give that a stir. Let this go for about 5 minutes or so. You just want the onion to soften and begin to look translucent like this does here. Once you see that, you are ready to toss in your pepper, the chopped up garlic, and some seasonings. I'm using a tablespoon of chili powder and a teaspoon of dried oregano along with another pinch of salt. So I'll give that all a good stir. Let it cook for a couple minutes. I want to get everything really well incorporated. All we're looking for here is to get the raw edge off the veggies and the spices. And once you're there, it's only going to take a couple of minutes, you're ready to add in the chipotle pepper along with 1 tablespoon of the adobo sauce, which is smoky and spicy, and 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Now, just a side note, if you like a little bit of kick to your chili, you could skip the tomato paste and do 2 tablespoons of adobo sauce. On the flip side, if you don't want any heat really, then pull back on that adobo sauce, do 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Once I've got that all mixed together, we've got a lot of flavor going on in the pot, I'm ready to add my meat in. So I have 1 pound of grass-fed ground beef. Then I'm gonna just break that up with my spoon, and you're just gonna keep on going until it's all broken down into little pieces. We wanna really just get it into crumbles and then let that raw pink edge come off of the meat. Now, when it comes to meat, I am a big believer in quality. I do believe the type of meat you choose to eat does make a difference. And so when it comes to beef, I'm always looking for grass-fed options. A lot of the meat we get comes from a company called ButcherBox. They're a delivery service. They bring the meat right to your doorstep. You can go on their website, pick what you want, and then it's delivered to your door once a month. So if you are looking to level up the quality of the meat that you eat in a very easy and convenient way, I highly recommend them. And I'll leave a link down in the description box below if you want to check them out. So you can see that the meat has broken down here. This is looking really good. So next in, I add a couple cups of low sodium chicken broth. Stir everything together, turn the heat up just a bit. I'm gonna let everything come up to a boil and then turn it back down and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. This is looking and smelling really good. So the last couple of ingredients that go into the chili are 1 can of fire roasted tomatoes, 1 can of kidney beans, and 1 can of pinto beans. Now I add extra beans to the chili because it just bulks up the chili a bit, adds some more fiber, so I really like that. But if you prefer a more traditional chili, just cut it back to 1 can of beans. Both options work. I'm gonna let that come back up to a simmer and then just let it go for about 10-15 minutes. You'll see that the chili begins to thicken up a bit. It's gonna smell delicious, and then it's ready to serve. My favorite way to top this chili is with some plain Greek yogurt. You could also do sour cream, a little bit of black pepper, and some shredded cheddar cheese. This chili is so hearty and warm and comforting. It's got this nice smoky flavor with just a little bit of heat. So good. This is a great meal for a crowd. You could easily double or triple the recipe. It's perfect for busy weeknights and ideal for meal prep. If you wanted to store this one, I would let it cool down to room temperature. Transfer it into an airtight container and it will happily last in the fridge for up to 5 days. Or if you wanted to, you could store it in the freezer where it will last up to 3 months. So as always, I'm super excited for you to give this recipe a try. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Danny Spees and I'll see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers. This is a great, this easy chili recipe is a great meal for a crowd. It's really a great family meal. It's a quick, lots of words. Here we go. This is a great meal for a crowd.